in the day before the economy got as bad as it is, they used to take the credit cards and throw it on the counter if you were a cashier. They'd throw the credit card on the counter. And I don't mean no harm, y'all, but I'd throw it right back out. You don't throw no credit card. As far as I know, you could have stole it. You don't throw no credit card at this sister right here, because I'm going to throw it right back at you. And I've done it plenty of times. And I remember, I think there were some co-workers, they were like, they said, I ain't got the nerve to do it. I said, well, I do. You throw a daggone credit card at me and I'm standing behind the counter, I'm going to throw it right back up on that little, you know, the little platform that they give you where you can write on your checkbook at in the store. I'm going to throw it right back up there to you. I don't want to touch your hand either. And no, I don't want you to rub off on me neither. And that's only to the ones that it resonate with. You know, of course, I'm not racist or nothing like that. But I'm talking about, but that's to the ones that are racist. No, I don't want you touching me neither. Because you probably didn't even take no bath today. So anyway. I know it's all the way live today. It's all the way live today. Yes, Lord. It's time for people. It's time for you to free your mind. And the rest will follow. Even as far as you all, and then I'm going to close, who, I know coming up, there were dudes that they wanted to date outside of their race. And by race, I don't like to use that term. I would say ethnic group. But their families were racist, and of course, I grew up in a very racist place, and there was just a lot of hatred and stuff like that. But it was shunned. It was shunned. And especially by these older ones that, you know, they dying off now good. Somebody probably said I shouldn't have said that, but you know what? We don't need those kind of people on the planet, because all they doing is tainting the minds of young folk and older folk. They just causing conflict, and you know, it's the devil that stirs up discord. So they need to be gone. But anyway, you know, a lot of the younger people, I think, you know, well, maybe I ain't gonna say a lot, but you know, they wanted to date outside their race, and you know, now people are more comfortable with it than they were back then. But you know, it's still a lot of warfare against that. But you know, you date who you want to date. You fall in love with whoever your heart fall in love with, and you marry who you want to marry. You have children whoever you want to have children with. That's your business. That's your life. That's your life force God gave you. At the end of your life, you're gonna stand before God Almighty, not stand before the fools who's trying to tell you and trying to be your God, little G. But anyway, you know, there were people that wanted to date outside their race and they didn't feel comfortable with it because that's how they were brought up. I understand that. You've been conditioned to feel that way. That's a hard thing to fight against. And I'm not just saying those that are of European descent. I'm talking about people of African American descent. They feel the same way. People are just hesitant about it. And it all stems back to upbringing and households that people were raised in or whatever. And, you know, but there's something about, well, I'm hearing there's something about the name Jesus. I don't know, that just popped in my mind. But God is not racist. Okay, God is not racist. And if you want that junk washed out of your spirit and your mind and your heart, go to Jesus Christ. He'll get it out of you because you are a product of your environment. So anybody that grew up in the matrix, it influenced you in some way. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you are a speaker or if you're sitting in the audience listening. It affected you in some way and you feel some kind of way. And you might not never admit it to nobody, but you feel some kind of way about it. Because it's couples out here now, they are interracial couples, but they still, there's an awkwardness or uncomfortableness that they feel by being seen in public with one another. And I know what I'm talking about because I've worked with the public and I know what type of energy I get off of them as opposed to people that come up to me and they are of the same ethnic group. And because a lot of people, they don't like to see people of European descent or other races with heavily melanated women. Because people feel like, well, that's just not the way it's supposed to be. Well, says who? We know that God's original plan was most likely for people to reproduce with their own ethnic group. But if you decided that if you fell in love with somebody of another ethnic group, why would God have a problem with that? It's not a sin. When Miriam had something to say about Moses marrying an Ethiopian woman, I think leprosy, God cursed Miriam with leprosy. And I think that Moses had intervened to get that up off of her. You guys look it up for yourself, but I think I'm right. But if I'm wrong, forgive me. But I have to look it up for myself. But yeah, I know I'm right about Miriam had a problem It was something about Moses marrying an Ethiopian woman. And Moses was dark himself, I'm sure. I mean, really, come on, y'all. So in this matrix, how you gonna take the people in the Bible and then present them as looking another way when that contradicts how the Bible said they look? Because melanin is hated. And it's hated for a reason. Satan hates it because Satan is the God, little g of this world, and he don't want no reflection of heaven down here in his sight. So if you remind him of somebody that he knew in heaven, yes, he's going to curse your appearance down here. I told you this thing goes deeper than the slave house. It goes deeper than the big house in the field, folks. You just might remind him of his former home. How do you know he's not saying, well,